Hi everybody, Cynthia here from the Scrappy Bookworm. Welcome back to the 13 Haunted Projects of Halloween. I think we are currently in week 6. And today I'm just going to show you kind of a project share and give you a few ideas on how to recycle a box. Or, give you an idea of what you can make from one. I love to alter wooden boxes when I have them, but they're not always available to me, and I don't always have the money to go out and buy them either. So, I was just sitting and staring at my cheddar cheese cracker box the one night before I threw it out, and I thought, you know what? I could create a box from this. I can alter it into something pretty cool and maybe use it for my paper bag album. So that's what I decided to do with it, and I'll show you how to do what I did in a few seconds. But from this box, I created this box. Okay. And I made it so that I can store my Halloween mini that I'm working on. Okay, but this is my box. You guys can see. This is the top. The center here is a wooden ornament that I had from, sorry, I'm blowing off my glue strings. This was actually a wooden ornament I purchased from Michael's last year, and I painted it black, and I used the chunky black glitter. Okay, and then it was actually cut open here, so instead of adding ribbon or something like that, I fussy cut this spooky sentiment out of the paper that I used, and then I added glossy accents to the inside. And all the paper I used on this box was from the Halloween fall stack from DCWV. I added some bling all around and did this arrangement down here. All the flowers are handmade by me except for, you guys can see this black and gray flower here with the orange brad. Those are Recollection flowers. There's like one down in here, and there's one in here. Those were from the Recollections. I made this stick pin, and I actually got these skulls. They came in like a little netted bag. I don't know if I have them around to show you. Oh yeah. They just came in a little netted bag like this back in the, where they sell the Halloween decor in at Michael's. It was like $1.99, but it had pretty many skulls in it, so I used my dimensional enamels, and I just highlighted his eyes with the black. And then I also used that netting that I had gotten from all this netting here. I cut pieces off and added it into the arrangement up here and here, and then all around the box, here and there. Okay. This is the front of the box. Now the only thing that we're gonna do to the box itself is you're gonna create this flap here, which I'll show you how to do. But I made this flower out of eyelet trim that I had, and I actually colored the eyelet trim and the lace with black ink and silver metallic glimmer mist, and it gave it a really cool effect because in some areas it got dark gray and then like a silver light gray and then dark gray. So I thought, and it did it to the lace over here too. I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but it's like dark gray in here and then light gray on the ends. If you can see it it really gave it like this aged look, this creepy look to it. I really love it, grungy look. So all I did to do that, to get this look, was I used my black ink pad and I stamped my nonstick mat like crazily, and then I sprayed my silver glimmer mist and a little bit of water, and then I mixed it up. Like I just used my paintbrush all around and mixed it up, and then I ran my lace through it and let it dry. I just let it air dry. and it got really cool, I think. This black flower here that you see was hand crocheted by my nanny. Love you, Nana. And this center here, the flower center itself, was made of beads. And I learned how to do that from Fiona over at Jennings644. I'm actually going to post the link below. If you guys want to learn how to make these beaded centers, head over to that. She does a really good tutorial on it, so you guys can check it out. So, hi Fiona, thank you. I love these. I love the beaded centers. They turn out really cute, I think. So you can actually use this beaded center as the, you know, the knob to open up the box. And on the flap here, I hung chain and then this cute cat charm. Okay, so I'll just show you the sides and the back. Now the bottom I just covered with black cardstock, but I added a foot in the center because this is cardboard. So I figured after a while of the photo album inside, you know, if you're gonna store stuff in here, the bottom might bow a little because it's just cardboard. So I made sure I put a foot in the center to keep it sturdy. And these were actually the ends of, you could use these as caps for your wooden dowels. And they came in a bag at Michael's. I got a lot of them in a bag, so I used them as my feet for my box. And this is the inside. I wanted to leave it plain in here because, like I said, I'm making my paper bag album, and this one I'm actually going to bind with ribbons and tulle, and it usually gets fluffy out here, so I wanted to make sure I had enough room in there, you know, to store that. But I love that paper. Isn't that cute? I really, really love this paper stack. This was actually on the paper already as well. And this stamp here is a witch, and she has like these flourishes kind of coming out from her broom. And they have little pumpkins and skulls on them. This is a Inka Dinka Doo stamp, and then Happy Halloween. And I just highlighted the eyeballs. And I put some gray trim around the edges here, gray lace. And these were from, actually, what do you call these thingies? Border. It was from Border. I just cut out 3 little, you know, of the circles and popped them on there. Sorry guys, my brain's like, ooh. I was actually joking around with my girlfriend the other day. I'm like, Misha, I need brain training. I need to do those like brain games and stuff because my memory's horrible. It's nothing to joke about either. I mean, if it's not marked on the calendar, it's not getting done because I will forget. I'm terrible lately. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so you can create something really, really cute out of a recycled item. So I kind of wanted to share this with you because I don't want you to forget to recycle. If you can, it's fun to see what you can create from something like this. So I'm just going to walk you through with what I did. This part of the box, of course, was open, and I made sure I glued it down. When you glue these, make sure you use a really sturdy, really good solid glue. Like I used Glossy Accents. You could use that E6000, I think it is. A lot of people tell me that stuff works great as well. But you want to use a really good glue. Don't just use tape because eventually I think it will just, you know, come apart. And after I glued that up, all I did was I took my craft knife and I already cut this one open, but I went in really, really carefully and I started here and I just, you know, went around the edge and I trimmed all the way around here, here, and here, and that's what created my lid, my flap. Okay, when you open up the box, you're gonna find that you might have this flap here. Just glue that back down. That's all you need to do there. After that, I went in and I painted all my edges, and on like all the edges and all the corners with black acrylic paint that I mixed with a little bit of silver glimmer mist. Okay, you don't have to paint the entire box because you're going to be covering this with paper, but you do want to paint your edges in case they show, which I think you guys can see from here. It's painted, paper, painted. I let my edges show on my box. I just like that look. Okay, so, oh, and to create your flap, it's really simple. You can use a thin piece, like this is kind of lightweight chipboard. So if you have another box that you could cut up, all you want to do is measure the length here, which I don't know how. I don't have my ruler on me, but let's just for camera purposes say this is like 12 inches or 10 inches. So you want to measure your piece of cardstock. Make sure it's a heavy duty piece, or like I said, use this lightweight chipboard if you want. And so you want to do it, say 10 inches long, and then do it an inch wide. Put it in your scoreboard. Score it at the ½ inch mark. So you have a ½ inch on this side and a ½ inch on this side. So then you basically want to add your adhesive. Now this is after you paint. You paint the box, add your adhesive, okay? And then you just want to pop this side onto the lid. Make sure it's down really steady, and that's what creates your flap here, okay? That's all you have to do. And then cover your box with paper so that whatever flap is sticking out here is covered with paper and you won't see it. I would then, like if you're going to use a magnetic closure to close your flap, I didn't, because my flower and my flower here was heavy enough that it keeps my flap down. It doesn't stick up, okay? But if you're not going to use something heavy on your flap, before you cover it with paper, like say you're going to use a magnetic closure, add your magnet here first before you cover it. I was going to do that to one of my boxes and I forgot to add it, and then you could see my magnet and I didn't like it, so I redid the whole thing. But basically that's it, guys. And then, you know, like I said, after you're done doing your flap, cover it with paper and decorate, and have fun doing it. And you could, you know, create something pretty cool out of a box you were going to throw away. So, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you for week 7 of the 13 Haunted Projects of Halloween.